Okay, good morning. Welcome to
SuperMath number 102.
SuperMath number 102. So today we kind of learned a neat thing about the altitudes of the hypotenuse of a right triangle.
Yep.
And we learned it in through a similar triangle problem, but we're going to talk about it here, and then we're going to do something that you've not done before. So can you point out the similar triangles here in my diagram? Can you label the angles that are equal?
Well, if we call this angle 1 and that angle 2, this has to be angle 1, because angle 1 plus angle 2 have to add up to 90.
Okay.
And this has to be angle 2.
All right.
So actually all of these right triangles are similar to each other.
All of these right triangles are similar
This
to
one's similar to this one, is similar to the big one.
Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this altitude here in the big one to the hypotenuse x. And because of the small triangles' similarity to each other, the sides opposite angle 2 are x and b. So x to b. And then we have the sides opposite angle 1, a to x. See that?
Yeah.
How do I solve this? X
So-
over b equals a over x?
You cross multiplying at x squared is a times b.
A times b.
So x is the square root of a times b.
Square root of a times b. And I better check that we're on camera here. We are. So the interesting thing here is we have learned, accidentally, how to construct square roots using a ruler and compass. And the reason is, right triangles can be inscribed in a semicircle, and the hypotenuse is the diameter, right?
Yeah.
So if I give you, I have to give you two lengths here. So let's try to keep it a length 2 inches, going from 5 to 7,
Yeah.
and then 3 inches going from 7 to 10. Okay. So here's a 2 and a 3, and I want to construct the square root of 6. Okay. How am I going to do that?
Well, we need to construct a right triangle.
Okay. How are we going to construct our right triangle?
Well, we could draw two circles. One starting from that end and one starting from this end.
And what would the purpose of those circles be?
Well, if we found out actually where they intersected would be the middle.
Okay.
So then we could find the radius of our circle.
The radius of what circle?
Well, I want to draw a circle around this. I want to draw a circle. This is its diameter.
Okay.
So I'll draw two circles going like that. This is tough.
Yeah, I didn't leave you a lot of room. I'm sorry about that.
So this one would go up
Okay.
like that, and it would go down too.
It would go down too, but I didn't really plan ahead on this, so it goes down over here somewhere. We'll improvise. Okay.
All right. Then I need to flip it around and do the same thing.
Oh, hey, look how lucky we got. The intersection was right on one of the lines of the paper. Okay, so what are you going to do with that intersection?
So, well, I'm gonna draw it down until it hits the line.
Okay. Now what?
So now I'm going to draw a circle with radius this.
Okay. And now that you have that circle, what are you going to do?
Well, now we're gonna need a right triangle.
Well, we need a very specific right triangle.
We need a right triangle that has hypotenuse 5.
Okay.
Well, How about our trusty 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, well that's true. But you're trying to construct the square root of 6. What are you going to do now?
Well, how are we going to make this triangle?
Let's go back to our picture here. What did we learn in this picture?
We learned that this x was the square root of that times that.
Okay. So how are you going to make the square root of 6 here?
Well, it's a perpendicular on here, on this line.
Where is it on that line? Where is that perpendicular on that line?
It's there.
Okay, we need to construct this perpendicular here that goes up to that circle. And how tall is that going to be?
That's going to be the square root of 6 tall.
So how do I construct a perpendicular at that point?
Well, I need to draw 2 circles. And it's a little off, so there. I can reach the bottom there. And I need to flip it.
Okay, so you've just constructed a perpendicular about that point right there.
That didn't work.
Yeah. How do I construct a perpendicular at that point?
Well, I need to copy this distance.
What distance?
This 2. Because I need this to be the middle.
Okay. All right.
Right about there.
Okay.
So then I need to make the circles actually there.
There you go. So that's pretty close. So it intersects there, goes down to there. And then when you draw a line up to your circle, up to this circle here,
Okay. So, like that.
Okay. Where does that square root of 6 line end? Right there.
Should end there.
Okay, so there we go. So you have a diameter, find the midpoint, draw the circle. Then you have your other point here. Find any two, it doesn't have to be those specific points, find any two equally spaced points there, draw a perpendicular, and you got the square root of 6. Pretty cool, just from similar triangles.
Yeah.
Alright, good job, man.